Hello and welcome to the final part of the Introduction to 3D Printing workshop. Thank you for joining me today, and in this last workshop we're going to do an overview of our high definition 3D printers and a quick review of what we learned today. This workshop is presented by the Integrated Teaching and Learning Program here at CU Boulder. And as a reminder, my name is Rachel, and I'm an engineer here for the ITL program, and I'll be your guide today as we walk through the final part of this workshop. So thank you for joining, and let's get started. These three printers are our high-definition 3D printers that our student staff members run for you. Now, you can think of these printers as good for building more functional or potentially robust prototypes. They're a step up from our Lulzbot machines, either in their ability to produce precision, tight tolerance parts, or in their ability to provide mechanical properties that are more robust. So we'll review what each printer is good for, but keep in mind that these printers run on a job shop model. Therefore, instead of purchasing a spool of PLA, you will instead upload your part. We'll send a quote back to you, and if you like that quote, you'll pay for your print and we'll print it for you. These are typically ready within 1 to 2 days, depending on how big your part is, what our volume is, and which printer you're printing on. But you'll get notifications along the way if you choose to print with us. So, let's go to the website. So here we are navigating to our favorite website, itll.colorado.edu. In order to find where to submit a part for a high definition print, you're going to go to Resources, Equipment. Then underneath our equipment page, you'll navigate down to where you see Rapid Fabrication. Here you see 3D Printing. Right when you see 3D Printing, you can select Request a 3D Print Quote. This is where you'll find our 3D printing order form. You'll be able to specify which of our high definition printers you're interested in using and place your part for upload. Starting with the Objet 30 Pro, this is going to be great when you need high precision parts printed. This produces our thinnest layer height at just 16 microns with soluble support material that washes off in a chemical wash bath. However, this printer won't be good if your part needs to withstand any bending or flexing because the material is very brittle. One fun fact is it uses a process called inkjetting, where it deposits material that is then cured by a UV light. Then you have the Markforged Onyx Pro, which is going to be great for producing very strong and strain-tolerant functional prototypes. It's great for when you need to integrate a part, say, into a mechanical system, and it has to withstand certain forces. It also offers a high precision in comparison to our Lulzbots. Its layer height is 100 microns thick, not quite as thick as our Objet Pro, but the benefit is you're going to get a stiffer part given that it's printed with the onyx material and even the capability to add fiberglass if you're interested. This printer uses a process called fused deposition modeling, one we know of. It's the same process as our Lulzbot printers use. Finally, we have our Form 3, which we offer two material types for, a flexible resin and a durable resin. The durable resin, in comparison to the Markforged, is going to offer more flex and less stiffness. This makes it great for joints or snap fits on encasements or even things like hinges. Our flexible resin is the only flexible material we offer in high definition. You can see it's great for things like tires or squeeze bottles or containers that need to flex a little bit. Now, our Form 3 uses a process called stereolithography, which is a process by which a laser cures your resin layer by layer. This process offers the ability to produce water and airtight parts, which makes it even good for creating molds. This is a great chart for comparing our printers, and it's available on the ITL website under our workshops page within the slide deck, if you ever want to refer to it. But I'll point out a couple of key things when differentiating the printers. On one hand, our Lulzbots are going to be the least expensive printers to use. On the other hand, the Objet is the most expensive, and it makes sense because it's producing the most precise parts, and that's going to be a bit more challenging for a machine to accomplish. Now, the other way to differentiate these is considering the material types that they print with, the colors that it produces, and the build volumes that you have available. So keep in mind that that may be a limiting factor depending on how large your part is or what color you might need. Again, to differentiate them, Lulzbots are great for prototyping, high definition printers are great for functional prototypes, and you can refer to the previous slides to determine which will be best for your usage. The final consideration I'll leave you with on our high definition printers is that the Objet and Form 3 use different print processes than the Markforged and the Lulzbot printers do. This means that designing for optimal prints will be different than how you design for those prints on a Markforged and a Lulzbot. In case you're interested in exploring designing for these kinds of printers, I'll leave a couple of resources on our Canvas page for you. Please note that it's not necessary to get a good enough print, but a worthwhile step to consider if you want to better your skills in the space of printing functional prototypes. Thank you for joining me for the final part of this Introduction to 3D Printing workshop as presented by the ITL program here at CU Boulder. I'm so glad you were able to make it to the workshop today. As a reminder, my name is Rachel, and I'll be a resource for you here at the ITL Laboratory as you navigate the world of 3D printing. Thank you again for joining, and hope to see you soon here at CU Boulder.